Hey everyone, it's Jodi here, your Wednesday host for SelFTMade. Welcome back to another Wednesday. I'm glad to be back. I'm going to jump into this week's topic, which is binding and binders. So, since I'm post-op, I've been post-op for 2 years now. I'm going to talk about the binders that I did use. I used two different ones from two different companies, and I'm going to give you kind of my review about them, and then how I used to bind in general. So, when I first started transitioning and stuff like that, I actually used to use an ace bandage. I would not recommend that method in any way, shape, or form. It was so uncomfortable. It was hard to breathe and hard to move around the most. I ended up having I used to get knots in my shoulders all the time from it, and I just couldn't be as mobile as I wanted to be. I was all stiff and kind of like this all the time and flinging my arms around, and it just wasn't comfortable. So that's when I started looking into binders. And so I did the ace bandage wrap in two different styles, like one self-adhesive, one with like the metal clips, and I would clip them right here so I could kind of make sure that it wasn't coming undone, is how I would do it. And most of the time it was really hard to make sure it got flat in the back, so you could always see that I was wearing something if I had like a tight shirt on, so I always wore my shirts loose. So that's when I got into binding. At the time, there wasn't a lot of talk about any other binding companies besides Underworks, and this was 3.5 years ago. And so I got a tri-top binder from underworks.com. I'll put the link down below if you want to check it out. And it was pretty inexpensive. It's about $30-something, which to some people I know sounds like a lot of money. I did save up for about 6 months to buy the binder because I'm in college and college students are broke. So I saved $10 or so every month, and I bought it after 6 months. And it worked out really good. I bought a white one. I felt that that would be the most easily hidden under my clothes. I could wear tighter clothes. And so I would slip it on over my head, and it used to go, I'm a short guy, so it would go right about here on me. And so after a while, it wasn't white anymore. I was wearing it quite often. I only bought one, so I was wearing it every day, and I would wash it every couple of weeks, and I never dried it because the seams up at the top and on the sides, I felt would easily come undone if I was to dry it, and so I would put it in the dryer, so I would just air dry it and then put it on and go. Well, after about 6 months of having it, it used to start rolling up here. It would kind of like flap over, and so my chest would kind of be exposed on the bottom. I didn't think it was a big deal because I still wore kind of baggier clothes. I was a little bit heavier at the time. And then close to about 4 months after that, so close to a year, between 9 months to 12 months I had it, it started ripping up at the top. So where my shirt seams are right here is where the binder was attached, and mine actually came undone. So I ended up like not wanting to buy a new one, obviously, because I had not even had it for a year, and so I was super pissed that the durability of it just wasn't up to my standard. And so I ended up like safety pinning it, stapling it back together, and duct taping it back together, because I just couldn't get anyone to sew it, and I'm not an avid sewer, and so I was like, this is like the easiest solution for me at the time. So there's that. Other than that, it was good. It was really breathable. I could move around. I worked out in it, in which that's not highly recommended, but I did do that after I kind of got used to wearing it. And at first, it used to rub right up here in my armpit, and then after a while, my skin kind of got used to it being there, so then that was that. And then after this one completely fell apart, after like tape and everything wasn't working anymore, I bought a new one, and it was called a Numero Uno binder from mansculpt.com, and I'll put that link down below also. And I actually ended up buying a black one, and it was a longer one, so it was like a full-size, like kind of tank top style, and I loved that binder. I had it up until I had top surgery, so I had that for about a year, and there was nothing wrong with it. I did the exact same things. I worked out in it. I wore it every day. I washed it every 2 weeks. And I was super nervous about it being visible underneath white shirts, but with it being black, it didn't actually show really well, and at that time I wasn't wearing very tight shirts either because I was still wanting to lose some more weight, and I figured that I was just kind of whimsically hiding my chest as well as much as possible. The only thing that close to my top surgery date that had happened is that the seams on the side, so there's like some seams, so it slips over just like a tank top would, and there's some seams on the side, and they came undone twice, and each time I got one of my good friends to stitch them closed for me and had no problems after that. I actually ended up donating that binder to a friend of mine, and he got super good. As far as I know, he's got good use out of it, and I don't know if he still has it, but it worked out as a giveaway binder, so there's that. I still have my tri-top binder. It's like my token of being set free that I just haven't gotten rid of. Other than that, I have no complaints about binding. My mobility, my breathing, my activity level when I was starting to bind outside of the ACE bandages was phenomenally amazing. I didn't have any issues working out, even though it's not recommended, especially for back reasons, that you bind while working out, but I mean, sometimes we do those crazy things, you know, to be comfortable and not have as much body dysphoria when we're out in public working out. And so, other than that, everything was good. So I got no complaints. So, as I said, I'll put the links down below for those videos, and if you guys have any questions for me about these two binders and any other information you'd like about those binders that I didn't cover, please leave me a comment down below. One last thing before I let you guys go is how I picked my sizing for my binder is I just picked the same size as the shirt I was wearing, and I would actually recommend, through this experience, actually going one size lower than the shirt you are wearing. That way it's compact, it stays compact, because those binders are going to stretch out a little bit, especially over time, and so you want to make sure that it's as tight as possible. I never had any issues. I was a size B cup, maybe on the larger side of a B cup, so close to a C. My chest was, and it worked out really well for me, but I know that some guys, that could create some body dysphoria if you're just kind of whimsically not binding as much as you feel you should. And I wish that I actually would have went one size smaller due to the stretching over long periods of time. So, other than that, I will catch you guys.